Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about the Salute Wargaming Show and tell you why I'm not planning to go anymore. So for a bit of background information, the Salute Wargames Show is held every year in London in the UK, and it's the biggest Wargames only show in the UK. Now you might be thinking, if it's the biggest Wargames show, why would you not want to go to it? Well, let me take you back to a number of years ago when I went for the first time. So, first time I went down on my own. Now, I live in the northeast of England, so to travel to London is about a 4 to 5 hour train ride. Get on another train, travel across London to the Docklands, which is where the XL building is. Now, this in itself isn't too bad. It takes me about 5 or 6 hours to get there and then 5 or 6 hours to travel back again. But the first time I went down, I was absolutely blown away. I'd never been anywhere where you saw so many demo games, so much for sale, the show, show deals on some of the stores. You could pick up some real good bargains, and it was an opportunity to see some of the things I'd only ever really seen online and didn't know much about. I absolutely loved the day out. I bought some bits and pieces while I was there and really enjoyed reading through rule books on the train on my way home. I went again the year after and took one of my 2 oldest sons with me, and we really enjoyed a day out, looking around the different war games that were on offer, looking at some of the more niche stuff that you maybe didn't always get to see, and meeting up with a few people that I'd only really chatted to online. And I've continued to go over the years. Last year I went, and in more of the kind of wanting some more content for this YouTube channel, and again I went down on the train. Took me quite some time to get down there. Trains aren't particularly cheap either from the northeast of England down to London. However, that didn't stop me. I couldn't wait to go down again. Except this time when I got there, it felt a little bit different, and I think this is the crux of what I'm talking about and why I'm not planning to go back anymore. So things had changed for me, and I think they've changed gradually over time, and I hadn't really noticed. The big thing for me was there just seemed a lot less to do. There was a lot less demo games to play. Then when you get there, because it's quite busy, you can't always get on to play these demo games. So you end up kind of hovering around in the background waiting to try something out, or have a little wander around and try and come back to it later, by which time it's still very busy. So there wasn't actually a lot to play. Then when it came to looking around the stores and things and looking to see all of the new things that were being released at Salute, I think in this digital age of social media and YouTube and channels like this one, I'd already seen a lot of the things I was interested in. I'd seen unboxing videos, I'd seen gameplays, I'd seen reviews, I'd seen some beautiful pictures on Instagram, I'd seen and had chats with people on Twitter about these games that they'd played and what their opinion of them was. I just feel that now with things like Kickstarter, companies really have their marketing sorted now, and we get to find out about games from many other channels instead of having to go to these kind of wargaming shows. So when I got there, it just didn't really feel like there was anything new to see. And as for the show prices, there's now just so many deals online, and 20% off weekends when Games Workshop are launching something new, and local stores have a pre-order 20% off. You have things like Black Friday sales and bits and pieces like that. There's so many different offers on now that actually the show offers just weren't that special anymore. There was the odd one that maybe it wasn't something new, it was maybe something old that maybe wasn't seeing a little bit of love so much now, and they had some really good prices on, but in general, there really just wasn't the savings to be had. I went down, like I say, I went last year, and the only thing that I did buy while I was there was I bought a gaming mat from Deep Cut Studios, because ordinarily when you're buying gaming mats, you have to kind of order them and they have to be shipped from abroad, and it can create quite some time. So I picked one up for Star Wars Legion, which was a 6x3 mat. However, outside of that, I literally wandered round and round, almost looking for something to buy, just almost to justify the expense of the trip. Like I say, tickets on the train aren't particularly cheap for me. I think it was something like about £80 for a return train ticket. Then it was about £10 to get in. So kind of, if you think by the time I bought some lunch, I was over £100 sort of invested in the day. I felt like I wanted to buy something almost to justify the journey. I'd have been far better off saving that £100 and just buying something that I wanted online, something that actually I didn't need to go searching for. Another reason I feel like this about it is the last couple of years I've been to the UK Games Expo, and because they're on over 3 days from the Friday through to the Sunday, and there is just so much more going on, you can spend the entire 3 days there just playing games, just demoing games, and never really even sort of worry about the shopping side of things. although there is plenty to spend your money on. There's so many seminars to go and watch and listen to. There's things like Nightmare Live to go and take part in. There's open gaming areas where you can sit and have a game. People actively put signs up and say, please come and join our game, extra players wanted. It feels much more of a community type thing and much more of a social weekend. Salute just feels like a long shopping trip when actually I could have saved that money and bought a whole load of things that I'd rather have. Now, Salute is still relevant for some people. There is a community aspect to the fact that some people do go every year and meet up with some of their old buddies. Now, I think Salute still has its place for maybe some smaller companies who are trying to get in front of a bigger audience. However, I do think it's quite telling that a company like Games Workshop don't go to Salute, as they know for a fact the people that go there are going to buy their stuff anyway. They're not going to do anything different. They're not going to sort of have any show discounts or anything like that. They have their own open days to invite people along and see all of the new stuff. That said, this year sees the second year that Games Workshop are one of the major sponsors of the UK Games Expo, and they are trying to get themselves in front of a predominantly board gaming audience to get themselves some new customers, of which the UK Games Expo is much more board game focused. I just feel as an event, Salute doesn't really have enough to entice me down there. I feel like I've been there and done it, and like I say, I think I'd rather save the money these days and spend it on something I really want. Compared to something like the UK Games Expo, where I feel I can make a real kind of social event of the weekend, I can demo lots of games, there's a lot more things to see, there's a lot more things to do, and there's a lot more things to buy too, as the shopping experience is something special. I think if you're into board gaming as well as miniature gaming, it could be worth maybe giving Salute a miss this year and trying out the UK Games Expo. And that's the reason I won't be going to Salute anymore. What about you? Do you love going? Is it a must not miss event for you every year? Do you go for more than just the shopping experience? Is there something special you're looking forward to seeing this year? Have you already stopped going for exactly the same reasons? I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.